Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are in the world. We are certainly glad that you are here with us this morning. My name is Reverend Catherine Bliss, and we are Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Dayton, where the vibration of love lifts us, and the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching in spirit empowers us. We are an inclusive spiritual organization. We teach qualities like oneness, wholeness, love, compassion, and we honor all people wherever we are on our spiritual journeys. So again, welcome. Our vision is to awaken to the spiritual magnificence of ourselves, our one humanity, and our planet Earth. Our mission is to transform ourselves and therefore transform the world. And our purpose, we are a community of love that supports all people in experiencing real transformation. And now I'd like to invite practitioner Andy Hawk as she does our invocation and candle lighting, world religion statements.
Thank you, Reverend Catherine. Let's all just turn within and connect with that divine spirit, that divine essence which is all around us, as us, through us. It is everything that we see, everything that we know, and everything that we are. Just know that we are together collectively creating divine expression. We are collectively here creating God right in this room, right here and right now, because that's what we do. We're a community, and as a community, we all contribute each of our own unique reflections of the divine to that greater presence which is the whole. And knowing that this is an expression of God, I know that this is perfect, complete in every way. I know that everything about this service is exactly as it needs to be, exactly as it benefits each of us individually. And I know that each of us is getting out of it exactly what is best for us to receive from this service, just as we're giving that which is best for us to give to and as the service. Thanks that we can be together, that we can be God together, that we can be this wonderful divine expression. Release this into the law, knowing it is the truth, knowing that we can just let it be, and so it is. World religion statements today. Our first candle is in honor of Native American tradition. May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with beauty. May hope forever wipe away your tears. And above all, may silence make you strong. Our second candle honors Baha'i. Know that you are where you are, not by chance, but by the design of your Creator, for your development and the development of others around you. Our third candle recognizes Buddhism. Health is not simply the absence of illness. Real health is the will to overcome every form of adversity and use even the worst of circumstances as a springboard for new growth and development. Simply put, the essence of health is the constant renewal and rejuvenation of life. Our fourth candle honors Old Norse paganism. Mother Earth, enlighten what's dark in me. Strengthen what's weak in me. Mend what's broken in me. Heal what's sick in me. And lastly, remove whatever peace and love has died in me and revive it. Our fifth candle honors Christianity. It is God who arms me with strength and keeps my way secure. Our sixth candle recognizes Sikhism. Even kings and emperors with heaps of wealth and vast dominion cannot compare with an ant filled with the love of God. And our last candle is in honor of the science of mind. Never let anything cause you to doubt your ability to demonstrate the truth. Conceive of your word as being the thing. See the desire as an already accomplished fact, and rest in perfect confidence, peace, and certainty, never looking for results, never wondering, never becoming anxious, never being hurried nor worried. Those who do not understand this attitude may think you are inactive, but remember, to him who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible. It's from our founder, Ernest Holmes. Next, I'd like to invite Teresa Napke to come up and lead us in some chants.
Hello. We're just going to do one chant. We're going to do it for 5 minutes. So I want you all to get comfortable. And you can either chant out loud or you can just chant it in your head. I think they put the little chant on the chair. It's real easy. And I'll just start it out and you can just chant along with me. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Now staying in that state, whatever state you're in now, whatever place you went to in that meditation, just relax a little further. And know that God is all around us, through us, as us. Picture yourself somewhere comfortable, somewhere safe, somewhere where you can be yourself. You can be that true self that is God expressing as you. And be truly authentic. Know that wherever that is, that it is a place for us to express the divine. And as you're there, you can think of, or even you can do in that place something that you think of as fun, something which is play. It can be a physical activity. It can be something more quiet, something to read, to study. It can be singing or dancing. Or maybe playing a sport. If that's your best idea of play and fun, then there are people there that you need to go ahead and play that sport, whatever is necessary for you. Feel the freedom. Feel the divine expression. Feel the just being me. Just being you. Just being ourselves. And as you go along, if you want to try something different, you can try something different. If you're tired of dancing and now you want to read a book, you can do that. Or if you're tired of reading and you want to play baseball, you can do that. Or maybe just watch baseball. Whatever it is that fills your heart with joy, whatever it is that is just play and fun. We're having a play day today. As we're having fun, we can just notice that is divine expression. That is God living as us, through us. That is a unique expression of the divine through us. Doesn't it feel good? And now playtime's getting close to over, but you still have time. If there's something else you want to do, something you've always wanted to do and maybe haven't been able to, a place you wanted to go or an activity you wanted to do, this is your chance here in your special place to do that or to be that or to express that. Last chance. At least for now. Of course, you could always come back and do this again whenever you want. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel wonderful? And now all meditated and then played, all filled with divine energy in so many different ways. Let's just return back to where we are here, to the room. Hear the air conditioning. And feel that on our bodies. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and be here now in present time and place. Just keeping that wonderful feeling. Our reading for today, in Science of Mind, we teach oneness. This means that the totality of human experience is spirit. This includes and embraces the idea of play being an important and integral part of our lives. Life is meant to be good, and we are meant to be happy, joyous, and free. Pausing from our daily schedule and taking time for play is an important way to co-create a life that we love. Now I welcome Reverend Catherine back up here for our Sunday message.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you, Teresa. So our band takes, when we have a 5-Sunday month, our band takes one of those weekends off. So that would be today. So we're doing a little bit, something just a little bit different, not too exotic. Well, let's see what happens now. Yes, exactly. Now, I'm not sure if those are horns or not, but if they are, oh well. I could be a little ornery. So the month of August invites us to pause for guidance, rest, rejuvenation, and prepare for the next leg of our journey. We welcome joy, innovation, authenticity, vulnerability, and the opportunity to evolve our thinking. And today's topic is a playful pause. Experience divine joy through creativity and relaxation. Rediscover the ways and allow spirit to play through us and as us. Ernest Holmes, our founder of the Science of Mind, says this: spirit thinks or knows within itself, and as a result of this interaction, creation manifests. Creation is the play of life upon itself through divine self-imagination. Spirit must create in order to be expressed. And a statement from Center for Spiritual Living's global vision related to today's topic is, we envision a world which has a renewed emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. Life is meant to be good, and we are meant to be happy, joyous, and free. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 12. For you shall go out in joy and be led back in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall burst into song, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. We are inherently playful, don't you think? Yeah, I see a lot shaking heads, yeah. It is often the most easy to see in this trait of playfulness in young children. The lighthearted way that children choose to interact with life is an indication of our true nature as spiritual beings. Children don't worry about whether they're playing too hard or too often, or if they should be working instead. I was speaking with a friend a couple of days ago, a grandmother, and she showed me a video that she had recorded on her phone of her little granddaughter, which is 3. And she was out with her mom and her parents, and some music was playing, and she just broke out in a dance. She didn't care who was watching, and her little arms are moving around, and she's just dancing and having a good time. She didn't care. She was just feeling that moment and expressing it in deep joy and just having fun with it. And then we become adults. All right? Then we become adults. Who could be watching us doing that nice little jig and carrying on out there in the park as we got an ice cream cone in our hand? Who could be watching? Who cares? How does it feel? You know, you all most likely have children in your life, whether they're grandchildren or nieces or nephews, you know, these little ones that just feel what's going on. They just feel that joy. They hear some music and they just want to move around and groove to it. We could take some lessons and remember when we did that and be willing to look silly, to have fun, to be playful, to live in that moment. I mean, it'll disappear and then you can just do your little dance. You see the ones where they break out in the malls or whatever, and all of a sudden, people just start giving it up. They start dancing. They don't care what anybody else thinks. They're just living their life. So they just get on with it. I like to play. And oftentimes my logical self, which I do have a logical self, wants to do that too as an adult, to say, well, you got things to do. Well, how long does it take to play? A minute? But if it feels really good, maybe 2 minutes? And, if I really stretch it out, like maybe if I have the day off, it's like, okay, maybe I'm going to take half a day. Maybe I'm going to go hike in the woods and look at nature. That's play. Play is what Spirit does when it creates. I think that Spirit is in complete joy when it gives itself to its creation, fully and completely. It withholds nothing. Children don't worry about it. They just get into it and go for it. And, oftentimes mom and dad or the grandparents are just watching with absolute delight. So it's kind of catchy. Then you might see the grandparent, kind of shaking around a little bit too, like, wow, if she can do it, I have the freedom to do it as well. So children sometimes guide us to fun, to have some fun. So allowing Spirit to inspire us to create. Playfulness, creativity, and joy are all God qualities. And when we can freely express these qualities in our daily lives, it brings something to us, doesn't it? And not only does it bring it to us, but whoever we're around, it brings that to them too. It kind of gives them freedom, to be a little silly, to have a little fun. We have become so accustomed to thinking that we are only productive or worthy when we are working and accomplishing something. This is a belief that we have come from our society where we are told that hard work is necessary and failure is wrong and bad. I think you all know that Steve Jobs said something like, if you're not failing, you're not risking enough. How do you create something that's never been created before if you're not willing to take some risk and fail at it? And again, our society's like, oh, you failed. Well, don't listen to them. Try it. If you don't like it, try something else. Failure isn't wrong or bad. It's necessary. It's a part of how we grow. It's a part of how we learn. If we're afraid to take a risk to try something new, then we're not going to be able to try anything new. And we don't want to do that. We don't want those limitations. Science of Mind teaches us that it is far more important to remember our oneness and to stay in the flow and connection of spirit. We are spiritual beings, not human doings. And it is important that we pause each day to remember the truth of who we are. Take a playful pause from the responsibilities every day is a necessary, very necessary, for our mental, physical, and spiritual health. Playing is just like everything else. It is spirit and form. Right? There's only God. There's only spirit. And from itself, it created everything, everyone. So therefore, we must be, as I said before, we must be godlings. Because if we're created from a tomato, then we're a tomato. So how do we experience this? There are those who would say, just choose it. But really, it's a little bit more complex than making a single choice and then seeing all the joy of the universe in your life. Yes, there are those beings that can do that exist on this planet. For most of us, though, it does take a little bit of practice to play, especially after, whatever, the age of 5 or 6 or 7, where we get serious because, we're headed towards adulthood. It is called practice for a reason. Practice, playing, practice is an active word. It's like anything we do, practicing meditation or forgiveness or kindness. Practice playing is the same. We practice. It is also a part of a spiritual practice. Because everything we practice, since we're spiritual beings, is truly a spiritual practice. It is called practice for a reason. It doesn't mean that you have to do it perfect. It's practice. Practice is being gentle and compassionate with yourself, myself, ourselves, with each other. It's a process of realization that takes time. The process of practice is choosing over and over and over again. In this case, choosing to recognize play as a way to open up to life and to joy. And I am courageous joy. Remember, we all play. We really do. We all play already, don't we? We find ways to be playful. Now I'm just going to ask you to double it, triple it, quadruple it. The goal here is to allow playing to remind us of the fullness of us, of the joy of life and spirit in our life. Because when we play, that's exactly right. We are filled with joy, and we're having a good time, and, we're probably laughing. That belly laugh? I'm not going to do it right now, but you know what it is. Well, I could do it right now. Well, so the starting point is just setting your intention for playing. The point of playing is to have fun. The point of spiritual practice is to be reminded that life is spiritual. In many shamanic societies, if you came to a medicine person complaining about being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, they would ask one of 4 questions. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? When did you stop being comforted by the sweet territory of silence? That was by Angeles Arian in the foreword to Gabriel Roth's Map to Ecstasy, The Healing Power of Movement. Setting your intention doesn't have to be big, elaborate, ordeal, but it is important. Things that are important to us, you ever notice we take time and we make time for them? Those big rocks, those go on the calendar first, right? So put in a big rock, call it play. It helps to set the stage for the realization that every moment is divine. It can be as simple as saying, today, I choose to play as a way to know joy in life. Today, I choose to play as a way to know joy in life. Then start your spiritual practice of playing, purposefully having fun at least one time every day. Learn a new joke and share it with somebody, and then laugh your butts off. It doesn't say that on here. I'm sort of ad-libbing as I go. A suggestion is to not make our fun or joy dependent on someone else. You know, we don't get to set up that excuse. So it's like, well, you know, I can't have fun today. I don't have anybody to have fun with. Interesting. Certainly include others if that is what you want to do, but we don't have to have anybody else to play with. Just play as we play. Don't let someone else tell us how we need to play. There's another one, right? You know what play feels like in your heart. When it's playful to you, it's right for you. It's your playfulness. But somebody could invite you to play. That would be kind of fun. Hey, let's have a play date, right? We've heard that word before, or words. Make a list of some of the things that you already enjoy, and then make a list of things that you'd like to try, and change it up a little bit with every practice. The purpose of this practice is to experience joy and remember spirit as life. If the idea of your neighbors seeing you being silly makes you uncomfortable, and that's going to deter you from having pleasure of the experience, then don't do it where you are so you can't be seen by your neighbors. Do something else instead. In the moment of playing, remember to smile and laugh with joy and let it lift and open up even for just a moment. Allow that to be there. Again, it could be 30 seconds, a minute. And if you get really good at practicing it, an hour or 2, or maybe even the whole day. I'm taking the day off for play. That sounds like fun. The space in between is the fullness of life. And when we can recognize it, it lightens us up. It lightens us up, and we feel fulfilled. This is a practice, and therefore, it takes time and dedication, like learning cross-country skiing or any other activity that requires practice. I don't know, playing a guitar or the drums or singing, various things. It takes time. And if you forget to play today, play tomorrow. If you need to, schedule time to play. Like I said, put it on your calendar, make it a big rock. It's important. Can you imagine you're setting an appointment with a friend or somebody you know? Imagine the idea of telling others that I have to go play now. I'm sorry, but I can't do that at that time because that's my playtime. I can remember kind of saying that as a kid. Oh, yeah, it's after school and I get to go play. And as adults, we get playtime. And how fun it would be to say, hey, Andy, I'm sorry, but we can't meet right now because it's my playtime. It doesn't really how much time you spend to play. Remember, the joy of the experience helps to sustain it at the moment and makes the future opportunities available for more play. Joy is an essential part of life. Yes? I am courageous joy. There are all kinds of ways to experience joy in life, but one of the fastest and the easiest is playing. If all this talk does actually is have you play more, woohoo! Score for me. Because when you're all playing and having fun, it's catchy. And I like it. And I hope that when I'm playing and having fun, hey, you catch a little bit of it too. It's compassion. It's a part of being in community together to be able to share some of the laughs and some of the things that are silly. Anything. Enjoy the joy. You will find that the more we allow ourselves to experience joy, the more of it that we get to experience. The more we'll see the joy in our lives, the more that we will feel that joy in our lives. Playing can be a catalyst for realizing greater truths and realities when used as a spiritual practice. So practice. Much of what I just expressed with a few of my own stuff in there is by April Connor. So I just want to acknowledge that. She wrote an article on play, and so I want to acknowledge April Connor for her words. Where in your life have you stopped yourself from experiencing the full expression of spirit through you in play? What activity, game, creative endeavor, or hobby did you used to love but stopped doing it because it was a waste of time? You're invited to see the joy and the creativity of spirit working in and through you in everything you do, including and especially play. Ernest Holmes in This Thing Called You says, you exist that divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity may be expressed through you. The Spirit comes to you with a new and fresh creativity. Be yourself and express life as you find it. And now I have a little story by John Carlston, American Shaman, The Odyssey of Global Healing Traditions. There is a Hasidic tale about a famous rabbi who was on his way to teach a village that was very interested in his ideas. This was going to be a very big event, and each Jew in the community made great preparations, pondering what question he or she might ask the wise man. The rabbi finally arrived, and after the initial welcome, he was taken into a large room where people gathered to ask their questions. There was a tremendous amount of anticipation and excitement all around. The rabbi walked silently around the room and then began to hum a Hasidic tune. Before long, everyone started humming along with his soft voice. As people became comfortable with his song, the rabbi started to dance. He danced everywhere in the room, and one by one, every person danced with him. Soon, everyone in the whole community was dancing wildly together. Each person's soul was healed by the dance, and everyone experienced a personal transformation. Later in the night, the rabbi gradually slowed the dance and eventually brought it to a stop. He looked into everyone's eyes and said gently, "I trust that I have answered all your questions." What is something you used to do that you loved, but set it aside for things that were more important? Could you set aside time each day or week to participate in that activity again? Most anything can be a spiritual practice if it reminds you of the divinity of life, creates ways to realize play as one of those perfect avenues for that recognition. We already play. Every one of us has something that we enjoy or used to enjoy. What playing looks like is as individualized as each of us is. Playing is unique, our own unique way of expressing joy. So if there's 8 billion of us and we each have a unique way to play and express joy, wow, that's a lot. Create ways to realize play as one of those perfect avenues for that recognition. We all play. Every one of us has something that we enjoy again or used to enjoy, and I think I just reread that paragraph. What playing looks like is perfect for each of us. Playing is not outrageous or even obvious from the outside. For some of us, it's riding a bike down a mountain. Others enjoy accounting. Some people play at cleaning house. Then there are those that play at playing. Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. A musical instrument, a sport, a game, we all play. So I'm going to wrap up my talk at the very end with prayer, but I would like to read this beautiful quote from Ernest Holmes. And I love Ernest Holmes. I love the science of mind. I am so, so grateful for his spirit. There is ever pressing against us the dynamic force of that which paints the sunset and causes the soft glow of the evening twilight, sings in the bird and plays in the child, and proclaims itself at the level of our recognition of it. Every person is an outlet for the divine. And now please join me in prayer. So I just start off with a yes. I start off with thank you, Spirit, God, Allah, Mother, Father, God. I say yes to that which tickles me. I say yes to that divine essence that is the beauty of a flower, that is the wonder of watching a child play and dance and sing, and just the joy that exudes from them. I am grateful for that. It is catchy. So I know that Spirit is in the middle of all of life, right at the very core of all that is this source. And so right now and today, I just discard that which covers it up because I'm afraid or because I'm worried about what somebody else might see. I discard that. I can lay it down in this moment. And I can allow the divinity to shine through me as my life. And I can laugh and I can play and I can sing and I can dance. And I can share that feeling of absolute joy with my brothers and sisters, with somebody that could use play and joy and compassion and love and beauty and harmony. I can be that. I could be that. And that is a part of why I am here. I am here to express God. I am here to express that divinity, that compassion. That's what I'm here for. And so I am grateful to turn within to that source within me and just laugh, play, have a good time. Let that adult self of my analytical thinking, let it rest for a minute and be silly and be joyful and really feel that in my soul. Because when I feel that, I am one with Spirit. I am one with life. Nothing is in my way. The joy just overrides everything. And I can do it moment by moment. I can choose this at any time. I can watch a comedian and laugh and have a good time. I've been given these qualities. Spirit has given me everything. So I choose to accept that now into my day. I choose to play and to have fun. I choose to have joy be number one in my life. And I choose to share it. I choose to participate in this community as courageous joy. And so I know life itself is Spirit in this activity, in this center, in each one here, hearing my voice and beyond and beyond. For it is Spirit that is expressing itself in and through and as me. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful to know this truth, to have these teachings, that I can tap into that source in my life, no matter what. I am so, so grateful. And so I simply allow God to be God. I simply be that which comes to me. I say a tender yes. And I take the next step and bring as much play and joy and love and compassion that I can possibly bring. I practice. And I practice some more. And so I let this be, and I let this go. I let this word be what it is, because the universe, that law, has already said, yes, Catherine, that you have. And I'm grateful for that. And so I know that this truth is for me. I know it is true for everyone here and everyone hearing my voice. We are joy. We are love. And we let it shine. And we share it and we participate in that practice together. And so with that, please join me in saying, and so it is. Uh-oh, what's next? Usually we have a song. That's what's next. And then after the song, I think, now was the time for our conscious giving. So for you that are right here in the room, there are baskets here with a little white skirt around it. Whenever you feel called, please put your offering, your gift, your tithe in that basket. It is absolutely greatly appreciated. It helps us to continue to teach the science of mind actually in the world. The world is very open and receptive for this teaching. And so it not only cares for everything that's going on in our physical building, but it also helps us to teach and to bring our teaching into the world. So thank you. I want to thank you very much for your generous gift. So you folks that are out there watching this on Facebook now or later, please donate by selecting the donate button on Facebook. You can also go to our website, www.cslgd.org, and you can give there, or you can mail your offering at 4100 Benfield Drive, Kettering, Ohio, 45429. Woohoo! I have that memorized. And please use your Kroger's, your Dorothy Lane Market, and Amazon Smile programs for everything that you buy. We get a little bit of kickback, and sometimes that makes a huge difference. Actually, it always makes a huge difference, but I'm just saying, when you're out there doing a lot of shopping, we're looking pretty good. So now you don't have to repeat this, but what we have here is the Millionaires of Genesis by Catherine Ponder. Divine substance cannot be withheld from us, and divine substance cannot be taken from us. We are the rich, radiant substance of the universe. We are the master of substance, and we take control of substance in our thoughts, our words, and actions now. Since divine substance owns all things, divine substance is the one and only capital R reality in our financial affairs now. We praise our world as the perfect creation of divine substance, and we now see more financial income for ourselves and our sinner than we have ever seen before. We invite the powerful, loving substance of the universe to pour out unlimited wealth upon us. We claim our millionaire heritage of increased health, wealth, and happiness right now. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite practitioner Andy back up for a few announcements.
Okay, we got a few announcements here. Let's take a look. Okay, please come and join Reverend Catherine and your Leadership Council after service today to ask any questions for Reverend Catherine and the Leadership Council. Do you have any creative skills for making short videos and looking for a way to serve the community? Please talk with Reverend Catherine. Let's create something wonderful to share on our website and to get the message out to the greater community. We want to share our science of mind teaching and spirit with everyone. Watch for classes being offered in September. Practitioners Marge Russell, Andy Hawk, that's me, and Reverend Catherine will be facilitating them. Save the date. Community co-creating vision, mission, and purpose for CSLGD, the evening of September 17th from 7 to 9 p.m. and September 18th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Becky Rojero Victor will be facilitating. I think that's so important that we're doing this because we hear our mission, vision, and purpose every week, and that's from, I don't know what, 10 years ago? Something like that probably, and it's really important that our vision, mission, and purpose embodies who we are right here and right now, and that's what we're going to be working toward, is creating exactly what our vision, mission, purpose for this community is. These events and other information are available in our weekly e-newsletter. If you would like to receive our weekly e-newsletter, please let Reverend Catherine know by leaving her a message or a text at 614-506-4261. And if you'd like prayer, we're always available to you here in the sanctuary right after our service. Or you can use our prayer line, which is 937-343-5855. Call or text that number. You can also request prayer on our website, which is www.cslgd.org. Please reach out to your practitioner corps. We are here to support you. Now we'll bring back Reverend Catherine for the conclusion of the service.
Okay, so we are at the place to give some recognition to those who are participating in today's service, and you know who we all are. Thank you to Andy, practitioner Andy Hawk, as our platform practitioner. Also back there is Patrick Schmalstick, having us online, which is perfect. And then we had a special thing this morning with Teresa Napke and leading our chanting this morning. Thank you, Teresa. And also for practitioner emeritus Marge Russell, who's holding the high watch for us this morning. So if you're on Facebook, send a bunch of love, send some hearts and some smiley faces, and just keep pressing those buttons. We love to know that you are having a good time. Also, a special thanks to anyone here or anyone online for the first time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please go to www.cslgd.org, and there you will find some information about our classes, and soon you'll see a schedule of our classes. But there's also a calendar out there that will let you know stuff that's going on, and we're just starting to wind up a little bit. You know, we've just returned back into service alive, yay. And so we're starting to gear up. We're starting to have some more fun and that sort of thing. So go out there on our website and check us out. And now that we are open, guess what that means? We want to be able to offer more programs. And guess what that means? We need your help. I, by myself, am nothing. It does require everyone's participation. And what I want to say about that is, I know sometimes, you know, I've been in CSL, well, for a long time. As a matter of fact, I was, you know, here back in the 90s. I almost said 80s, but that's not true. It's the 90s. And, you know, sacred service is incredibly important. It is a place to express joy, to give freely, and to be of service to your community. This is your community. It is my community too, but it is your community. So sacred service is really an important way to say, this is what I would like to do, and step into that and do it in such a way that it brings you joy. Now, the other thing I want to say about that is sometimes it's like, oh yeah, volunteering. I volunteer for something, and the only way to get out of it is to leave the community. That has happened. Serve and do sacred service for 6 months. And then say, I like it. I'm going to do it for another 6 months. Or say, not so much. I'd like to do something else. Take a month off, come back and play some other way. Sacred service is what we give to each other. Sacred service is God in action. But don't think, again, if you sign up for something, you're not there forever. I don't want you to leave because the only way you can get out of sacred service is to leave. No. Let's talk about it. Okay? Let's talk about it. Consider 6 months. Also, if you're creative, do you know anything about creating videos? I don't, and I'm willing to learn, but I sure would like to have somebody learn it with me, because then we can kind of I don't know, let's try that button. We can sort of play with it a little bit. So anyway, if that's a thing for you, please let me know and let's play. You can also see Kathy Rice if that is your gig to welcome people as they come in, or the Welcome Center to give out some information. Come and see Kathy, myself, or any member of the Leadership Council, and we'll be happy to put your joyful heart to play. All right, now is the time to do our affirmation. Repeat after me. I take time today to play with and as spirit. I take time today to play with and as spirit. Yes. All right. Well, you all have a wonderful day. Please come back in the social hall in about 5 minutes. We're going to have a Q&A for anything that you might want to know about me. Don't ask if you don't want to know. And there's a basket there with pins and some scrap paper. If you're somebody that doesn't want to ask the question out loud, don't worry about it. Write it down there. And our Leadership Council will take those and read those. If the question is for me specifically, I will answer. If it's something that you have about the Leadership Council, then they will answer. All right. Have a blessed day.